Please get me out of this place. I'm tired. I'm losing my shit. Tired. I'm fucking 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 tired. Because the last time we were all together, the United States had not bombed Iran, the Fordo site. Now we understand that we have not even really disrupted their nuclear process. So at this point, I am thinking about, that's why at the State of the People tour in Baltimore, one of my favorite parts, we were just walking through, a group of us, me.
I want to say fair use. We're 1976 Fair Use Act for the purpose of education, not entertainment. Not entertainment. Depends on how you look at it, but this is not for entertainment purposes. We're trying to express the fact that people ignore the answers to their problems here. Our people, the Israelites, and people who cleave to us, people who want to do right, people who want peace from the other nations, the people out of the other nations who want peace, who don't want to just keep using people and keep being treating God's chosen people like dirt, but they want a chance to have eternal life. This is the only way you're going to get it. If you curse Israel, you're going to be cursed. You're going into slavery. You think God only put his chosen people in slavery? We the only people that ever got chastised? It's because we are the sons. You people receive punishments, you receive the blessings, or you receive the cursings. It depends on how you treat Israel. But we're looking at Israel today in video. Everybody can benefit from the message, I believe, because what we're saying, look at Israel. Look what they're doing. God has given them the answer to their problems. But they, as we watch this video and a couple more, we watch this video and we see that people realize that the United States corporation is not working for them anymore. Matter of fact, well, let me read what, let me see, do I want to read that? Let me read what Netanyahu said, just to start it off. Just to kind of start it off. Let me go there. This is what Netanyahu said about America. Now, he's talking about all the people of America, but specifically he's talking about the indigenous people, who are the 10 tribes who came over here. Nobody ever lived on this land. You got to listen. Thank you, Naquan, for this, for finding this. This brother right here is one of the foremost authorities on the thinking of this nation. He can tell you how they represent themselves as gods on the earth, and he can run down the history. He's and their mindset. He's deep in Wisdom of Solomon. He's deep in all the scriptures. But we want to thank him. Go look at him. Cold Cuts, WFI. That's who he is, the leader of WFI. Young brother and very well versed in the scriptures. But he found this. This is what Netanyahu, this is what Trump, this is what all the people who support Babylon, this is what they think. This is the reason they came over here, right? This is the reason why they stayed here. Over 500 years they have been implementing this thought and tweaking this thought and tweaking this process and building the system and rebuilding and repairing it, making it better for this purpose. America is a great calf, is a golden calf. America is a golden calf, and we will suck it dry, chop it up, and sell it off piece by piece until there is nothing left but the world's biggest welfare state that we will create and control. Let me read that again. America is a golden calf, and we will suck it dry, chop it up, and sell it piece by piece until there is nothing left but the world's biggest welfare state. That's what they think of us. That's what they're saying to us. And that we will control, that we will create and control. They're creating the world's biggest welfare state. In other words, they're creating a people who needs the world. The world. We need they bring all the, and we can see that they brought all the people in here. And they got up they helped them to get up very high above us. And we need them. They own everything we need. They shared in ownership of our stuff. And they sell it back to us. We are the world's biggest welfare state, right? Right? So that means that tells you something else. We are the biggest people on the earth. Those little people said, look at all this great multitude of people that we can make commerce of, a commodity, and we can get rich just by selling them their stuff back, making them create stuff from their resources and sell it back to them. Remember the baby boomers? Remember that system? How America got rich selling baby diapers and Pampers and baby food because America was having so many babies. Those were our babies, black babies, black and brown babies. When I say black, I mean black and brown, different shades. I'm talking shades, but I'm actually talking bloodline. Israelites. America is a golden calf, and we will suck it dry, chop it up, and sell it piece by piece until there is nothing left but the world's biggest welfare state that we will create and control. This is what we do to countries that we hate. We destroy them slowly. You see what I just said? We are a country, a nation, the Israelites. They hate us. They said we're going to chop them up, keep them manufacturing, make them manufacture till they fill the whole world with their goods from their land and their free labor because they are feeble-minded. They got a book with all the answers in them, but they don't want none of the answers from the book. They're looking at us to give us, asking us to give them the answer to free them from us. You get what I'm saying now? Okay, we're going to go back to this video, and I want you to see what I'm saying about seeking the answers in all the wrong places.
Joy Reid, Demario Solomon Simmons, we were just together. The United States had not bombed Iran, the Fordo site. Now we understand that we have not even really disrupted their nuclear process. So at this point, I am thinking about, that's why at the State of the People tour in Baltimore, one of my favorite parts, we were just walking through, a group of us, me, Joy Reid, Demario Solomon Simmons, we were just walking through, and Michael Harriot and his wife Karen. And Angela said, do you guys even know what you're walking through? We were like, no, what is this? It was like just shelves with empty food. And it was an entire simulation of what happens should society fall. And Iran is not the only way that society can fall. If we get hit by a nuke, the coastal cities are done. All of us live in coastal cities. And so you might have a situation where it's just middle America that's left. There's no functioning government. What does that look like? So I'm a little nervous about it. I don't know. I want to hear from Andrew, but Angela, I want to hear from you because you were talking about on our pre-production call some 5-point plan or 5 action.
Now this is good. Now they got they came up with a 5-point plan. Let me just break it down. She said some things that were on point, right? We're going to get hit with nukes. When we get hit with a nuke, the answer to that is in the Bible. When the nukes hit, there'll be no more America. In 1 hour, this place will be destroyed. But their planning is taking them, okay, if we get hit with a nuke, it's just going to be the coastal cities. They have no idea what those nukes, where those nukes are aimed. But the Bible said that they're aimed to knock off even the islands from America, from Babylon. But let's see, they got a team of people here. Let's see what they come up with.
Plan or something. So I'm just curious what y'all think about all of that and how nervous y'all are.
Mm-hmm. Andrew, are you going?
I thought you were okay.
Either one, whomever.
You go.
Okay. Andrew's sink is leaking. So I would just say
It really is. It's a true story.
Yeah. So just like, just in case of crisis.
I got the issues out of order. I was taking, so you go.
Okay, no worries. So what we did in Baltimore was create what is commonly been known as tabletop exercises, or I was calling a 5 points activation. And the reason we did this is to ensure that our folks could get ready. Again, we spent a lot of time telling people all of the things that can happen and, all of the crises that we are just one step away from experiencing, but not a lot of time on how we prepare for them. So all of this is inevitable. It seems to me that our most reasonable service is getting people at least primed to think about how they would respond. So our first activation point was a convenience store, where there was nothing left on the shelves and they were in the middle of a food and water supply shortage. How do you respond if there's no food on the shelves, and even in the convenience store? Y'all know that, like, if you can't find nothing else, that 7-Eleven might have that toilet paper you looking for. People experienced that during the pandemic. So if you go there and there's nothing, now what do you do? Do you know about the black vendor that sells toilet paper? Can you order in bulk? Do you know about the folks down the street that have a natural spring and you can get bottled spring water? Do you know about the local black farmers that produce different types of crops and produce and, all of these things? Do you know about them? Are you connected to them? The second point was one where the electric grid was attacked and power had been out for 30 days. We had someone acting, Eugene was acting, even the battery operated candles, like people will be like, oh, well, I'll be good because I have these candles. What happens if you don't have the right batteries? Mm-hmm. What are you going to eat? Do you have the type of meals where you can mix it with hot water and you now have meals for a little while? Do you have enough bottled water? Like, what are all those things? The third point was if the cell phone towers are down completely and there's no internet either, we rely on these things so that we can organize ourselves around this. I can call my parents. Don't worry, if I can't drive because the power goes out and my car is stuck in the garage, I'll call an Uber. Are you? Can you?
Now, whose number do you even remember? Like, I don't remember a lot of people's numbers anymore.
Yeah.
When we were younger.
Now you see how silly their responses are. You see how far their thinking takes them. They don't know the answers to those questions, because they don't realize that there's a small window. Nobody can survive. The system has set up the people. Netanyahu has chopped this place in pieces, right? Chopped it in pieces, right? And they don't know the Bible answer to that. You're not going to be able to drive. They're going to have roadblocks. And I tell a lot of my brothers and people who talk to me, they always focusing on the nukes. Well, it's going to be a lot of unrest and people robbing and killing and fighting each other for the little crumbs that's left. They haven't even addressed that issue. What are we going to do about those mobs that's going to come and take our food out of what we have out of our houses? Going to come and take our houses for shelter. What are we going to do about that? What are we going to do when there are no more police and no more military to stop the crowds? Or the military is going to turn against us. The military is turning against you. The police are turning against you. Netanyahu and his group of MAGAs is turning against you. What are you going to do about them? Who are you going to call? Where is your power come from to defend you against the devils on this earth? So we see, we'll listen to the brother, and we'll listen to him, and I'm going to get out for here.
Lots of friends, single and otherwise, that, you know, you had a household, you got to care for the whole thing. I was trying to explain to my kids how they have to set the example when their friends come over for how to treat our home. Because if you don't know how to take care of your home and set the expectation that if you drop a thing that's food on the floor, you should pick it up immediately, because we don't want that
You see where I'm in? He done went to housekeeping. He gonna clean the house. He want to tell them how to keep the house clean when the world is collapsing at chaos, war, criminals, bandits. He's done, don't drop food on the floor. That's his doomsday. Hey man, our people they do not want to look in the book, right? So that's basically, I'm gonna put this last video on here, and last TikTok. I want you to listen to that and give you the full outlook of what I mean about the people not wanting the answers. The answers are too gruesome for them. Let's look. All praise to the Most High. Basically, I want to stop by and shine some light. The people who are doing all they can do politically and podcasts, on social media, complaining and crying about the condition of America, of the land that we live in, condition of our government and everything. And so they got podcast teams, Christians too. Some of the Christians, we know they're not coming out publicly and talking about the condition of our so-called government, but we know that they're thinking about it, and all our people are thinking about it, and they're trying to figure out what are they going to do about their situation, because they see America falling. They see the master's table becoming empty. No more food on his table, so no more crumbs under the table. They see him cutting us off from our life support from his system. And so they're looking around to see, what do we do? What can we do now? Well, it reminds me of people taking a test. Now remember, the test consists of the book, answers from the book. It took the materials from the book and created a test, and the students were informed that they could look in the book. It was an open book test, right? This is an open book test. The answers that we are looking for is in an open book test. In other words, there's a book we can look in and get the answers, right? But instead, our people are looking around. They got the book open in front of them, or the book is being opened in front of them, and the answer is being read to them. Y'all get the scenario? God is having the Israelites to come out on the streets and read the answers to them from his book, from his mouth. He's giving them the answer. But the people are looking around at other people's paper, trying to find out what are you doing? What did you write down? Anything but that book. They don't want the test. Now remember, the test is taken from the book. The answers are in the book. Just look at the book. Listen to the book. It's being read to you. The answers are being read to you from the book that the test came from. But instead, you want to look around and see what everybody else is putting down on their paper. You want to see what are they deciding to do. You want to do anything but answer the questions with this book. You don't want to use the answers from the book. So what does that mean? You're going to fail the test. All praise to the Most. All praise to the Most High. Basically, I want to stop by and shine some light on. All right. So, that'll be it.